Hi and welcome to the Orange County Convention Center and the ASI Show Orlando. You're watching the ASI Show Update. I'm Dave Agnone. Coming up, you'll hear from Joe Haley, Michelle Bell, and Tim Andrews with their thoughts and reports from the ASI Show. But we begin with Melinda Lygos, who caught up with presenter David Blaze as part of our new distributor success track. Here's that interview from earlier today.
Good morning, David. Now, you had packed attendance this morning at the first new distributor success track. What were people coming to hear from you today?
Well, I think with the new distributor success track, obviously it's people who are brand new in a lot of cases. They want to know what's going on in the industry, what they can do to get their sales ramped up, not just in this economy, but with a brand new business. How do I get the clients? How do I bring new people through the door? So that's been a lot of the focus.
Sure. What were some of the questions they had for you?
Well, they were actually in this session. There were a lot of questions about artwork. People were asking about how to get the artwork done. But generally speaking, what they really seem to want to know about from a sales and marketing standpoint is how do I generate new clients? How do I get existing clients to buy more in this current economy? And how do I make things happen in my business? So that's really what we were trying to cover.
What one tip do you give to distributors who are looking for new business?
Well, when you're trying to bring new clients through the door, you really have to start with focus. In other words, who am I going to go after? I've got to know exactly who I want to go after, because a big mistake that new distributors tend to make sometimes is they think the world is their market, and they really need to hone in on which businesses in my particular market, who am I going to get in front of, because those are the people that I'm likely to close at some point.
So their client is not everybody.
You'd love if it were, but yeah, the reality of the situation is that you can't target the world. You need to be a little more specific.
What's the best piece of advice you can give distributors for making the most of 2010?
Well, I think a couple things. One is that if you've already got a client base that maybe has pulled back a bit, you need to realize that you're not going to be able to get all of them to spend more right now. So that may mean supplementing with some new clients. I think a focus on customer acquisition is probably a good idea. But also finding out what are your existing clients currently dealing with, what are their biggest struggles, and if you can recommend a promotional solution to help them overcome those struggles, you become a lot more valuable to them.
Great. Well, we'll look forward to the rest of your insights as the day unfolds today. Thank you, David.
All right, Melinda, thank you.
David Blaze for ASI TV.
Melinda and David, thanks very much. Hey, suppliers, listen up. What do distributors really want? We put together today a panel of experts to give us the answer. With more, here's editor Michelle Bell.
Hi, I'm here with Dan Jelinek, Vice President of Touchstone Marketing, one of Counselor Magazine's fastest growing distributors. And we just ended our session involving what distributors really need from suppliers to have a fantastic year. And I'd like to ask Dan, what are the top 3 things he would say suppliers really need to do to make distributors' lives easier? Dan?
Good question. I think the first thing is for the suppliers really to know who our end user clients are. They come to us, it's this, we're all distributors out there, but those suppliers know who those end user clients are that we work with. So I think it's very important to go the step further, which will lead me into the second point, is being proactive with those end user clients. So knowing them and then putting the right tools in their hands to help sell those clients. And then lastly, I just think making it easy. We all want it easy. We're all running around. So good inside help, good response from the outside help, but really just quick, easy responses so we can go do our thing and hopefully sell lots of product.
Well, thanks, Dan. And this is Michelle Bell for ASI TV.
Michelle, thanks very much. Of course, one of the most popular parts of Education Day are the Lunch and Learn sessions. Earlier today, I met up with Cliff Quicksell to get some advice for distributors. Here with Cliff Quicksell, we're talking new distributor success for 2010. So if I'm a new distributor, how should I approach 2010, Cliff?
Aggressively. I think nowadays your clients are looking for, as we've always talked, that point of differentiation, creativity. They need to see it in you before you can go out there and try to do it for them. So I think an aggressive approach on selling more creatively, getting people to see that you are beyond the product, I think that is the key. I believe that the people that are thinking more outside of the box and more creative are the ones that are going to be very successful, not just in 2010, but moving forward.
How about self-promos, thinking outside the box? What can you send a potential client?
Well, I think that we get caught up in that too, about if I send out a pen or if I send out a ruler, all of a sudden wow, people are going to get excited. But in the reality is, in my interviewing of a lot of end buyers, they're really not looking for just product. What they're looking for, just like us, they're looking for a point of differentiation. How can we be creative? So in that sense, I think that I use the example all the time that if you're walking a show like this, utilize this like a chef would walking through a supermarket. You know, these are just the tools, the ingredients for powerful creativity. It's you being the chef, the creative. How do you meld all those components together to be different, something that you wouldn't find in a catalog? Those are the type of things that set you apart.
As always, good advice. Cliff Quicksell.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Pleasure.
It's always good to hear from Cliff. It's also always good to hear from Joe Haley. Earlier today, Joe met up with the catalog doctor to get some advice for your business to improve your catalog. Here's Joe with the doc.
So the catalog doctor's in with another appointment right now. All day suppliers have been bringing him their catalogs, and they've been asking, what's wrong with it? How can we fix it? Now, we had a chance to speak with him earlier today, and he said the number one problem he sees with catalogs is that there's no call to action. So when you're creating your catalog, remember that there needs to be a call to action. Reporting live from the Convention Center, I'm Joe Haley for ASI TV.
Thanks, Joe. Last but not least, it's time to get a glimpse at 2010 with some thoughts on the new year. We turn to Melinda Lygos with ASI President Tim Andrews. This is Tim's Take.
Good morning, Tim. Give us your outlook for 2010. Are we going to be up, down, flat?
Definitely up. People in 2009 really report, early indications are that they were mostly down in 2009. People are very bullish about 2010. I think the economy is starting to turn around. We're going to see a lot of companies wanting to market themselves this year going into the first half.
That's great. Now, what's one good thing that the industry really has going for itself right now?
I think we've got a great return on investment. People that spend money to buy promotional products, promote their business, really get a great trackable return on their investment. And in fact, we have a new research study out on ASICentral.com that explains to end buyers how they can track their ROI and what the ROI is for promotional products. And I really encourage distributors to take a look at that study and download the version that's great for end buyers and use that in their sales process.
And that shows that the cost per impression for advertising specialties is better than virtually any other ad media. Is that correct?
It's really the lowest thing that you can buy. So if someone is spending money on Yellow Pages or billboards or almost any other kind of thing, promotional products are either equal to or better than all of those kinds of things.
That's great information. Now, this is the first show of the year.
Yeah.
What's the outlook for ASI shows for 2010?
Oh, I think we're tracking really well. We're really happy about attendance in 2009 going into 2010. A lot of trade shows not in our industry are really struggling, but we think there's a great reason to come to a show. You see all the new products. You get to have one-on-ones with people who are the suppliers that are, have the products available, and so we're feeling really great about coming into both Orlando and then all the other shows we have going on, and especially our San Diego show. We're launching a new show later this year in San Diego. We're really bullish on that show. The attendance is really tracking well, and suppliers tracking well for that show too.
So for the industry and the shows, you're bullish all the way around.
I'm Mr. Bull.
That's great. Well, that's Tim's take for ASI TV.
Again, Melinda and Tim, thanks very much. That'll do it for our first ever edition of ASI Show Update. Remember to catch us on YouTube, in Counselor Program, and always at ASICentral.com. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, I'm Dave Agnoni. Have a great day.